Let's now shift focus east to China. Now, China's biggest political gathering is currently underway in Beijing, and more than 3,000 delegates from across China are taking part in the annual meeting of the National People's Congress, also called the Two Sessions. The session started with a moment of silence for the victims of COVID-19, and all delegates stood in unison to pay their respects, led by President Xi Jinping. China's Premier Li Keqiang was reading out the political work report of the Chinese government at the Great Hall of the People in Tiananmen Square. And deviating from tradition, Premier Li has decided to not announce growth targets for the year 2020. And this is the first time in decades that China has decided against setting any GDP targets. Now, over the course of the next 7 days, the Congress will rubber stamp numerous proposals and bills. One particular proposal has especially raised eyebrows as it concerns the city-state of Hong Kong. Beijing is looking to push through a controversial national security law in Hong Kong. Article 23 of Hong Kong's constitution calls for security laws to ban treason and sedition against mainland China, but it was never adopted by the city-state over fears of curbing the freedom of expression. Back in 2003, when Hong Kong's government tried to implement these security laws, more than 1 million people descended on the streets to protest. The government was ultimately forced to shelve this proposal. But now, Beijing is looking to bypass the Hong Kong legislature and implement the security laws by itself. Annex 3 of Hong Kong's constitution empowers Beijing to do so, but experts consider it to be a nuclear option. If enacted, China can impose stringent punishments on acts like burning the Chinese flag and vandalizing the Chinese license office. Now, remember, both these practices had become extremely common during the protests last year. Pro-democracy activists and lawmakers are enraged at China's high-handed approach. An activist, Joshua Wong, said that the new law would pave the way for more draconian restrictions on civil liberties. Pro-democracy lawmaker Dennis Kwok went a step further and said that this law would signal the end of Hong Kong.
I just want to say to the international community that this is the end of Hong Kong. This is the end of one country, two systems. Make no mistake about it, that Beijing, the Central People's Government, has completely breached its promise to the Hong Kong people, a promise that was enshrined in the Sino-British Joint Declaration and the Basic Law.
Hong Kong activists seem to be receiving bipartisan support from the United States president, where President Donald Trump said that he would address the issue strongly once the full details are out.
Now, I haven't taken that other...
Well, we'll have to see what happens. I haven't seen it yet. I've gotten a little briefing, but I'll have a statement to make at the appropriate time. Okay? Hong Kong's been through a lot.
I don't know what it is because nobody knows yet. If it happens, we'll address that issue very strongly.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi also voiced her support and said that the new law would bring an end to the one country, two systems framework.